this is exactly my theme, resistance. And I've been working for 15 years with all my passion, my power, with all what I believe of possibilities of a project that I'm so convinced that will give so much. And
can you feel the gap? Can you feel the project that will give so much? Can you feel that gap between?
There is a huge gap.
Well,
there's a huge gap, and there is something. Again? There's, I've been watching your video talking, and I've been, I am. I don't believe myself.
Yeah.
And since 2 years, there's so much resistance
well, here's the thing.
towards me.
This is going to be so much easier than you think. Because you have been after this for a while, and you are trying really hard. A lot of you are trying really hard to get from where you are to where you want to be. We just have a few things that we are wanting to convince you of, and it will not be difficult. And then we're going to show you what to do to soften that gap right away. So, over time, you've launched an amazing project. And it has come to full fruition, vibrationally speaking. That's part of the reason that you can feel such urgency or such irritation about it not fully manifesting for you, because it's big and it's bold and there's a lot of energy around it and it's moving in a very strong way. And so it's calling you, but you're not quite going to it because you are focused too much, and almost everyone does it, on the current conditions that haven't been completely realized. And so the conditions feel like the absence of it. The conditions that you're observing feel like something that is missing rather than something that is there. So when the condition feels like it's missing rather than there, and you try harder and harder and harder, what happens without meaning to is you practice the vibration of its absence rather than the vibration of its presence. That's why we said earlier that the vortex, you can't see it or hear it or smell it or taste it or touch it, but you can feel it. So we have a process for you. It's new and it's powerful. This process is about the uncondition of something, because the condition, when you think about it, the condition of something is what you're seeing and hearing and smelling and tasting and touching. But we want you to focus unconditionally. You hear people talking about unconditional love. We want to talk about unconditional love in its fullest sense. We want to talk about unconditional alignment with your dream. We want to talk about unconditional clarity and unconditional fun. In other words, we want to talk about finding the fun before the condition. We want to talk about finding the feeling of it even before the manifestation. But you see, you are like almost everybody else. You're not used to doing that. You're used to there being a condition that you're responding to. So if it's a condition that pleases you, you have a good feeling response. And if it's a condition that doesn't please you, you have a bad feeling response. If it's a condition that's missing, you have a bad feeling response. And then, humans, we love you so much. You set out to control the conditions of the world, which you cannot do. If there were any chance of you controlling the conditions to find your love or to find your clarity, we'd be teaching you how to do that. But it doesn't work that way. You must find the feeling apart from the condition. And when you do, the condition must morph to support the emotion, the vibration that you've discovered. Does that make sense to you? Esther has been writing this process for a little while. We're just going to give you some examples of it. So something will happen that she's not happy about. A condition that is not pleasing. Oh, she can go down the road like it shouldn't be happening. Somebody should call somebody. They should be behaving better, whatever it is. So there's a condition that she knows that if it were different, she would feel better. So she writes the condition in all of its orneriness, whatever it is. This is the condition that I am faced with, or better said, that I am facing, that I'm focused upon. And then she writes, if this condition were to resolve itself right now, I would feel these things. And then she begins to write how she would feel. I would feel powerful. I would feel resolved. I would feel energized. I would feel proud. I would feel satisfied. I would feel fuller. I would feel invincible. I would feel creative. I would feel powerful, looping back around over and over on the ones that feel good to her. I would feel invincible. I would feel sure-footed. I would feel sure of myself. I would feel really, really good. And what she's beginning to notice is that as she writes those words, those emotions, as she focuses on those feelings that she would feel if the condition were different, even though the condition has not changed at all, she can produce those feelings. She could use her power to focus that emotion into place, which means she stops the resistance. She shifts the energy within herself. She creates a new vibrational atmosphere around her. So we've been saying to you for a while, you've been listening to us, you say. We've been saying, you're launching these rockets, they're in this vortex, but you're standing over here where everything you want is in a different vibrational frequency. So how are you going to get this to come over here where you are? How are you going to realize it? Well, the first realization is the emotion. So as you're able to focus in a way where you feel fun and you feel sure and you feel proud and you feel eager and you feel solid, you feel better, even though the condition hasn't changed yet, you have vibrationally changed, and it is our promise to you. That has to move over here where you are. It has to come into your experience. Your realization of it will be full and fast once you accomplish that. But you can stay all day this day and the next and the next and the next for decade after decade after decade in vibrational resistance to things that you already own, to things you've already created. That's why it feels so big to you. You know, at so many levels of your being that you own this, that it is done. Why isn't it not manifesting? The only reason it is not manifesting is because you are aware that it is not manifesting. So if you begin to look, been listening to us for a while, hear these words, they are new for you. If you will accept that the emotion that you are able to conjure right here and now is the first line of manifestation. On its heels will be thoughts and ideas and contacts and dollars and doors opening. It's law. It has to be.